Nithyanandam everyone, it's the Kundalini Yogini. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to do so to follow my journey around the world as I dive into yoga, spiritual living, and what it means to actually have a conscious lifestyle in this day and age. Today I am coming to you from Singapore. So a complete change of locations from my normal videos, which are filmed at my guru's ashram in India. Today I'm actually in Singapore over the weekend. So I wanted to dive into the topic, which is a question I get quite frequently, is how you travel cheaply. If you can actually travel on an affordable income, and if it's possible for a young person or somebody who doesn't make a lot of money to travel. There's so many misconceptions about this, and the first thing I get when people hear about my lifestyle is, how do you have so much money to do that? How do you have so much money to travel all the time? This is a completely wrong notion that we have understood about what it means to travel. I think that because of the idea of vacation in the West and planning a whole vacation and spending thousands of dollars on some resort and all of these things, people feel that traveling can't be affordable. So I'm going to break this down for you guys today. Just so you all know, I do not have an income and haven't had an income in actually a few years, and I've been living extremely sustainably, not only in my day-to-day life, but I want to dive into exactly how you can actually travel. So I'll just give you the example of what I'm doing right now, which is that I'm in Singapore. How I came here and how I'm actually navigating these few days on a very pretty penny. And that is that I actually had a layover here. So what I did is I found this is a really great way to explore some countries, especially if you're a US or Canadian or European passport holder. It's really easy for you to visit countries without visa. So one beautiful thing is that I'm going with my husband right now back to Canada to renew our visas. And one way to get back is going through Singapore. So I looked up online what was the cheapest way to get back to Canada. And one leg was actually through Singapore. It was only about a $120 flight from India to Singapore. So we decided, okay, we'll go to Singapore. And the next cheapest flight to go from Singapore to Vancouver was actually on a weekday, right? So we just booked a few days here in Singapore. And then it's like an extra long layover. So what a really fun thing you can do is literally schedule your flights like this. In countries in Asia and South America, quite often you can actually go out of the airports without a visa. So you can get little glimpses of a country in just a few amount of days, and you're not spending a ton of money. So my flight is actually going through here, right? I'm actually in like transit basically. And the great thing is I have friends all over the world now. One of the biggest blessings in my life, I can really say, of being a part of a spiritual community, which is the Nithyanandam Sangha, or spiritual community basically, is that we have friends and family all over the world now. So a ton of my friends and even some of our Nithyananda yoga acharyas who I've been working with live in Singapore. So graciously they've welcomed us. So we have free place to stay, free apartment to stay in, and we're getting fed left, right, and center because a lot of our friends are Indian, and you know they're extremely hospitable, just showering us with such good food, taking care of us like end to end, driving us around. So really we've spent a very minimum amount, only on the fun things that we wanted to splurge on, a few like food items here and there. So one, use your connections. This is a way you can travel really cheaply. Use your connections. You gotta expand your community, expand your friendships to global ones. That's the easiest way you can travel, because now you're not gonna have to pay for a stay or accommodation when you have a friend to stay with, even if you're couch hopping. See, the key, I think one of the biggest keys to traveling cheaply, traveling with little money, is that you can't try to be glamorous all the time. You have to be okay with just getting by, and it's so fun, it's so worth it, because you get to explore completely new places, meet tons of people, and the experiences you get are usually the free ones are the best. When you're roaming around, when you stumble upon something, when you make a connection with a local, all of these things are the best way to travel, seriously. So one, use your connections, branch out if you haven't already. We live in a global community, it's called the internet. Meet people, connect, you can really expand your horizons. Two, the food you buy, you don't need to get a fancy meal every single meal. One thing you can do, buy groceries, make your own meals. Another thing you can do is eat really minimally. Eat vegetarian. It saves you a ton of money, period. You can eat fruits and vegetables raw. You can just buy things like this, and it's so easy to get by without spending so much. And what else? Any other tips? I think that's pretty much it for today, but I just wanted to cover those basics with you guys and let you know that it is very possible for you to travel even as a young person, even as an unemployed person, even as a person with less income. Just use what you have, use your connections. Don't try to live glamorously. You can couch hop, you can couch surf, you can, get by on bread and butter sometimes, or an apple. It's okay, and it's worth it to explore the world. So I'm going to enjoy Singapore for the next few hours that I have left this evening and tomorrow morning before I fly back to Vancouver. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll catch you guys soon. Nithyanandam.